odd situation. It's older. It's all functional. We do have what's called a strain release connector missing where a wire goes through.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I think everything with it looks fine. There's no labeling on it. Obviously, they upgraded the electrical on the outside. We didn't look at that, did we? No, let's go look at that real quick. We started talking about the ground, and I showed you the rest of it.
Yeah, it does definitely look newer out here.
Yeah, this has been upgraded. And so what they've got going on here is you've got a 50 amp breaker for the air conditioner.
Okay.
100 amp for the main service to the house.
Does that go into that little panel?
That covers everything.
Okay.
Everything in the house comes off of this.
So, but this 100 probably feeds that little panel.
Well, the 60 actually feeds that panel specifically, and then there's this 40 feeds the basement panel, the fuse panel, and then the rest of them are labeled 40, too. So we've got a dryer and a GFI located in here as well.
So what's the little panel? Where's that coming off of? Is it coming off
the one in the hallway there?
In the stairway there.
Stairway's coming off the 60.
Oh, it's coming off the 60.
But everything comes off the 100.
Right.
So the 60's behind the 100.
Gotcha.
Okay. All looks fine. I'll include pictures of the inside there. Okay.
Yeah, I saw this little guy. I was like, gosh, this house doesn't have very much power, so that's kind of nice to see that out there.
Yeah, well, you've got some room for growth. They've taken the big appliances for the most part. This is probably your upstairs range. I was
wondering what these 240s were.
More than likely, that's an upstairs range.
Oh, strange 30 over here.
Yeah, that was, who knows? Could be the old dryer or something. It says dryer in there, so we'll see. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell for sure, but yeah, so they've put you in more than one location. Obviously, everything looks like it's okay. A lot of old technology. Certainly something that an electrician will be able to comment on, but I don't see any major problems.
No, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, just the fact that it's been upgraded outside gives you a lot of options.
Yeah, yeah. Water main coming into the house.
Okay.
Okay, so here's our main water shutoff valve.
Okay.
And actually, I think it's this one. Well, no, it's got to be this one.
Right.
This is probably a cutoff for the outside hose bib. More than likely. Old technology, galvanized pipe. Galvanized pipe typically starts to break down somewhere around 50 years. It corrodes from the inside out.
Gotcha.
I would anticipate you're going to have some restrictions in water volume in places.
Okay. Is it kind of just kind of expands as it's breaking down?
Well, as it breaks down, it rusts.
Right.
And then it just kind of plugs the inlets.
And the rust expands.
Yeah, and it just plugs it. And I mean, it's a 3/4 inch line. You might not even have a 1/4 inch in some spots.
Gotcha.
But you'll be able to tell that by volume. Problem is when you get into old galvanized, obviously, if you start in one spot, it's hard to stop. You break a connection, did it make another connection leak? Gotcha. Are you going to be able to make a good connection? Are you just filling it full of more rust and corrosion by opening it up? So you're buying old technology there. Plumbing is certainly something, if you're going to do a remodel, maybe something that you certainly look into to have upgraded.
Gotcha.
We also don't have a pressure regulator. I don't know that you need it here. We can't test the pressure.
Really? Wow.
But
that seems like a lot of pressure for the inside of the house.
Well, it depends on what it is. Now here, high water table, it could be higher, but I don't have any way of checking. So pressure regulator, if you do plumbing upgrade, may be needed.
Wow.
You know, certainly maybe something you want to look into. Okay. We're going to basically just lump the basement into the unfinished basement for the most part. You can see the ceiling's been removed.
Yeah, it looks like the whole place was finished once upon a time, and then for some reason they decided to gut the place.
For whatever reason, something caused them to have to bring it down. So we definitely have several electrical violations happening here.
Okay.
We've got boxes mounted, wires not connected, missing plate covers. We've got outlets that show that they're grounded, the 3-prong, but are not grounded circuits.
Okay.
We've got missing plate covers. We've got painted outlets. Paint is a conductor of electricity. We don't like paint on outlets. We've got exposed hot wires in the ceiling. This wire is live. It is not properly capped. It's not in a proper junction box. So something to be conscious of. Not a big deal, but a safety hazard. We've got a circuit over here that's disconnected, and it actually picks up these plugs. These plugs are dead right now. So when they remove this wall, they remove some electrical. We've got a couple other electrical things that we'll definitely want to get fixed, including right here where we've had a connection made inside the wall not proper. That needs to be addressed. Okay, so several electrical things. We'll kind of lump all that stuff together. we can see that we've got our main beam coming through. Everything looks fine here. Okay. We've got another beam coming through over here. Everything looks fine. Looks like it's structured fine, no problems. You can see there's no insulation in the walls.
Right.
So, you know, that was old technology. They put little 3/4 inch furring strips on the wall, and then that was it.
Oh, right.
So you're not going to have great insulation with what you have. Okay?
Oh, I see. This just...
Yeah, that's just craft paper.
Yeah.
This is obviously that window that has leaked in the past. We can see some signs of suspected biological growth right there.
Probably why they tore this chunk of wall out.
Yeah. It's probably completely moist and wet.
Okay.
But you can see that this is definitely got some growth on it.
Okay.
Okay, that's something that's going to need to be cleaned up. Obviously, when the test comes back, it'll tell you what the levels are.
Sure.
But either way, if it's visible, it's got to go.
All right.
So, you know, windows don't have any egress down here. There's no safe way for you to escape except for that door. So be conscious of that if you're going to put someone down here. Over here, underneath the plumbing, once again, this is what we call suspected biological till the tests come back and tell us that it's mold. But you can see it's been leaking from the upstairs bathtub at some point. Yeah, can't tell if it's active
bathroom up here
with no moisture.
But apparently it was pretty good if they tore out all this tile.
Yeah, and this really needs to be removed for sure. Right. So it's got to be gotten rid of and cleaned up properly.
Figure out what's really under that floor.
Yeah. The other thing, under the stairs here, we're going to recommend you upgrade to the current industry standard by putting a fire-rated board on the bottom side, or a 5/8 inch drywall. You want this to be a fire escape. So if there is a fire with that drywall, this is the last thing to burn instead of the first.
Gotcha.
So good idea.
So you just coat the whole thing with drywall?
Yeah, just put a piece of 5/8 inch board underneath the bottom side and seal up the edges with tape and
that makes sense, yeah.
Yep, that's nice. Okay, downstairs bathroom. The 8-inch vinyl composite flooring tiles, typically in a home of this age, will contain some level of asbestos.
Ah, gotcha.
You need to be conscious of that with cleanup. Now, they are a sealed product, so if you go over the top of them, it's probably not a problem.
No problem, but once you start digging them up...
But if you start taking them up, treat them as if they're a hazardous material.
Gotcha.
One of the places Al tested was the floor.
Right.
Okay. Ceiling obviously has not been completed in here. You're certainly going to want to have that finished with paint. We do have a fan. It does work. It's a little dirty and noisy. Shower insert. We want to caulk everywhere we possibly can. In here at the pedestal sink, we've got some more mold, suspected biological. And that also comes down here. You can see where it's wicked up in the wall here. And we've got a little bit down below there. That's all going to have to be cleaned up. Toilet, old, broken lid, filthy, missing cap covers, missing caulking. No, pretty bad shape. So, no outlet in this room.
Oh, that's...
We recommend a GFI protected
why that
outlet.
Goofy thing's on the light.
Yes, that's why. So, okay, basement kitchen. Obviously, signs of previous moisture underneath. Nothing active happening there. They've removed the cabinets. You can see everything that's kind of going on here. The patching. There's a plug that's covered up in the wall, not even exposed. This gas line. Obviously, this needs to be capped off. It's got a shut-off valve on it.
It's been shut off, but
this is not safe. There needs to be a cap on the side right there. Okay.
And that's, I guess, stove then.
Yeah, that's what it was designed to be. Yeah. We got a little crawl space area here.
Now this is
looks like they're just storing
under the patio.
That's what it looks like, huh?
Or is that under the steps?
It's got to be.
Yeah, we're under the steps.
Yeah, we're right underneath that step. So everything looks fine. I don't see too much going on up there. A little bit of minor cracking.
What is the purpose of this?
Well, I'm not sure what the purpose would be. They typically would have extended this and made it a dry storage location.
So you could probably just cut the wall out a little bit and...
Well, there's a concrete floor there now, so yeah.
God.
Yeah, I don't even know what you would really use that for in the long run. You know, paint? No, not even really paint. That's not even a good choice.
Beer cooler?
Does this look like dirt? No, it actually looks like it might be a little suspected biological too.
Yeah, I was saying that looks suspect.
Okay, so he's got a photo of that. I'll let him keep with that. Okay, painted outlets. Basement entry door. Obviously, there's no deadbolt. We always want one of those. Right. Also, you can see daylight coming through, so we need the weather stripping refreshed and casings in bad shape. Okay.